Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is Secret Reverse, the collaboration between Marvel and Viz Media. A story and art by the Yu-Gi-Oh! Creator, Kazuki Takahashi. This is a fairly interesting graphic novel for many, many reasons. So, one, you've got this manga creator taking on Marvel's characters. It's obviously co-published between Viz and Marvel. But the other is, while there's definitely manga influences, it's not manga. It's really, really interesting. This would be a manga creator doing things kind of more in a Western way. It reads left to right. It the panels are much more, I'd say, Westernized. While there's some kind of little bit of art is kind of like over the top of what you would expect with manga, it's still fairly Westernized in many ways. It's kind of fascinating, especially since we got the Deadpool Samurai Volume 2 out this week, which is manga version of a Marvel comic. This is a manga comic done in a Marvel Western way. I think it's the best way of putting it. So it's really interesting kind of comparing the two. So in this story, Iron Man and Spider-Man are in Japan. There is a creator of a really popular card game, this famous card game, who decides to reveal his latest version or latest addition to this card game. There's all sorts of nefarious things that go along with it, and Iron Man and Spider-Man have to save the day. It's interesting. You know, there's definitely a lot of influences from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Expert, but definitely like the design of the characters, how some things are held, like it's very of what I know of Yu-Gi-Oh! Inspired by that. Totally cool. The story itself is decent. Like, it just kind of feels like a bit of a throwaway story you might get in like an annual or maybe like a free comic book day to try to get, you know, younger kids hooked into reading comics. The art is, I think, a little at times, not the biggest fans. There's some kind of odd body positioning, like Spider-Man's head isn't quite where it should be. It's not, you know, there's a lot of interesting dynamic, but the funniest is the fact that it's colorized doesn't quite feel like it works. Like, it actually might be better black and white in sometimes, or in many ways. So overall, like, I'm a bit mixed on it. Like, it definitely feels like Spider-Man and Iron Man thrown in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Story, or like what I know of Yu-Gi-Oh! But, you know, I mean, it's cool. Like, if you're a fan of the game, if you're a fan of that world, you might really dig it. You can kind of get some of the art. There's some art that's actually really, really good. There's some stuff that's pretty cool. I mean, like, that thing of Spider-Man and Iron Man is pretty good. But, like, this is a good example. Like, Spider-Man's head just looks really weird here. There's just something that's off. And I don't know what it is. The other is, like, a lot of... all the characters are very distinct. There's... Takahashi definitely has a certain style about it. So yeah, like it's an interesting graphic novel. It's an interesting story. I think the fact that it came out the same week as the Deadpool release, I think is really, really intriguing, especially comparing the two. So there's some extra stuff that's in the back that I think is kind of cool. There is a letter from Takahashi to the public and to Marvel about how he wants to make a Western style comic for Marvel, and I mean, for the most part, it's done. Like, it is a Western style comic. Like, this isn't just, you know, this isn't a manga featuring Iron Man and Spider-Man. It is much more of a Western graphic novel like you would kind of expect. And I don't know if it totally works. I think it's really interesting that it's smoother of going from Western to manga than manga to Western in this case. Like, it's a really interesting thing, but I mean, overall, it's intriguing. It's really, really intriguing. And as I said, if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh!, if you're a fan of these characters, manga, you might dig it. There's definitely a lot there that's enjoyable. I think it's more geared towards, like, younger readers. I think kids that are maybe, like, 10 or 12 would probably enjoy this a lot more than I do. It's out now in comic shops, so you can go get it. We've got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, it'll tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage by doing that. You help support our site, so thank you. And just watching our videos support us, so thank you for that. If you are into Marvel, if you're into manga, if you're into comics, graphic novels, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.